Hi, George here. Well, since I think we're still here. So, and this is a good opportunity to give an update. There's more signs coming up. Now, one thing is that although my mind was a bit jarred by the fact that we didn't get raptured at the end of Hanukkah, it was my spirit is not jarred at all. It's still the same. It's like screaming at me to get ready, and my mind is saying, what? So eventually I look around. So what do we do, right? And yeah, there's still things going on. All right. Now, the various astronomical signs that I'm still studying. However, I am going to lay off stellarium for the time being. I'm going to focus on Israel because I think that's probably going to give us a more reliable indicator. The sky is actually getting to be quite noisy in 2012, but in a sense it seems to be noisy all the time because the stars will be continuing to preach until they are replaced by whatever, right? So, all right. Sorry, I'm digressing here. So what I've been observing is the continuing mobilization of Israel Defense Forces, and there's some interesting things that I've observed. First things, for the first time in 2 years, I haven't seen any internet videos from the Israel Defense Forces that do this. For the first time, the Israel Defense Forces are greeting Happy New Year. And not their New Year, but um, the Gentile New Year. January 1. They're saying Happy New Year in advance. It's unusual because they didn't do this last year. At least I don't see a video of it. And they didn't do this the year before. Well, maybe they did, but they didn't post it on their website. But anyway, I'm using their IDF website as a sign. It's an interesting video, and I'm going to post a link up here. You'll see the members of the Caracal Battalion prominently displayed. So another thing is I did some more the investigation of the Caracal Battalion and the weapons they're issued. And apparently the weapon they're issued is the Tabor assault rifle, which is a standard issue for the Israel Defense Forces, it seems. But the name Tabor is significant because it is the site of Mount. It's named after Mount Tabor. And Mount Tabor was the place where Deborah had this battle. Deborah and Barak had this battle with the enemies of Israel and defeated Sisera. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I'll post pictures of this rifle, uh, and it is actually it is actually the most advanced infantry weapon available. It is being used. Incidentally, Mount Tabor is also the site of the Transfiguration, which has seems to allude to the rapture. It's another sign that the Psalm 83 is related to the rapture, actually, which I didn't make that connection before about the location of battles. Well, because I didn't know that there was something called a Tabor assault rifle being issued to the Israel Defense Forces, particularly to the battalion which has been recently mobilized, which are types of Deborah, and another battalion called the Sword Herev Battalion, which is a type of Gideon. So I don't know which is the type and which is the antitype anymore. Maybe they're both, right? So that's interesting, and of course, it's always good to greet Happy New Year. Of course, just because Israel Defense Forces are greeting you Happy New Year does not necessarily mean that that's a sign that something is going to happen in the New Year, right? Yeah, it's just a sign that something's going to happen. And we know that anyway. But it's interesting that the Israel Defense Forces like to signal high. Remember, when it comes to the armed forces, information warfare is very much part of their way of life. And so I think this information is also going to be available to Satan. It's really going to confuse him. And this is a sign that Satan is worried, is that there's a movement in Israel to try to restrict the rights of women to participate in certain areas of social life. Segregation of women and all that. It's a little weird. I mean, it's kind of a bit medieval. And we're in the modern age right now. But yeah, there's a movement like that in Israel. So in a sense, a movement like that, if it gains any ground, one of the first things they would do, of course, is demobilize any female battalions in the IDF. Satan's still up to his old tricks. But I think God is always one step ahead. wish Satan would. Well, I don't think well, he's not in Satan's nature to. Well, he's not a wise guy. He's a wise in a certain sense. He's not. He's well. He doesn't. He's not wise enough anyway to realize that his direction is the path of doom. Well, no, he's got problems. He's, well, it's good. It's a pretty good thing if we're on the right side, right? So, stay encouraged. We're saved by grace. We don't deserve it, but wow, what a faith we could have been if we had been on the other side. I was just thinking, I could at least have been on the other side. If it wasn't for the Lord, basically, in a sense, I've been sort of raptured from the world, when I got saved, it's just we got raptured up to heaven. It's a different kind of rapture, but we've been sort of put away from the ways of the world. So or almost anyway, we're getting there. I don't know how we're going to survive actually if the rapture doesn't happen that soon, because we're from the reports of most of you. Yeah, your transformation is progressing at a rather rapid rate, and the world is ceasing to lose interest for you. And so it's a really, I think the rapture is due. Now another thing is I've been, of course, watching the Watchers. You guys, I watch you guys. You're getting a lot of confirmations too. Those confirmations are not stopping. So what's weird? Something's up. So you see, all of my mind is telling me, "Oops, okay, I think I better review the data." My spirit is telling me that this is the of all times. This is the one. This is the time where you really, really, really have to be awake. All right. So I'll stay there. I'm looking at other areas as well, but I haven't had anything conclusion. But this is kind of weird. I can't figure out what it could mean. Incidentally, for those of you maybe who know Hebrew, I'd be interested to know what are the names of the people who are spokespersons in the New Year's video, right? Especially if their names happen to be Deborah and Barak. All right, because I still haven't seen the Caracal battalion say hi. I think the Herev battalions already said hi by those two explosions in Damascus. That's pretty much a Herev type kind of stuff. So it's like a when the armies assemble and they like to fire a warning shot, and this is probably not maybe intentionally done that so, but I think when warning shots get fired in the spiritual realm, they get reflected in the physical maybe. I don't know, but I haven't seen the Caracal battalion say hi yet, unless the New Year's greeting is an example of that, because there are a lot of women who are prominently displayed in that video. All right. Anyway. Just an update. I'll be making another video probably tomorrow. The work is still on the not so intense being on the holiday season, but next week is going to be really bad. All right. See you guys. See you later.